Ramsey Solutions. It's the Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. We help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing actual relationships. Open phones here at 888-825-5225. Christina Ellis, #1 best-selling author and Ramsey personality, is my co-host today as we answer your questions. Open phones, 888-825-5225. Stephen's in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Hi, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. First, I want to say thanks for everything you do. We spent just over 2 weeks in the NICU, and if I had to worry about money while I was there, I don't know what I would have done.
My goodness. NICU is both the most glorious and scary experience you can have at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. The 15 days was the longest 3 years of my life.
Yeah. You don't believe there's angels on earth, maybe. You just need to visit the people working in there.
Yeah. They were all real great. But so I have a question. We found out that my little girl has Down syndromes. And some of these kids are able to go off to college, and some of them aren't. And we won't know her abilities until she's closer to that age. And we didn't know what the best way to save for her college is. Mm. Or her future, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. In your name. Just keep building mutual funds in your name, and you can just have one or two mutual funds that are just nicknamed Little Girl's College Fund, but they're in your name.
Okay.
And you're in control of it, and it's just going to be a taxable event. And then you've got all kinds of choices, because you can do whatever you need to do or want to do.
Okay.
Big old pile of money, but I don't want to put them into an account that if her abilities are borderline functional, okay, like she is functional but barely, and someone could take advantage of her, and all of a sudden $500,000 drops into her name at 21 years old. Nah, don't want that.
Okay.
Right. And if she's really doing great, and she's going to be able to be independent, then you can move some money into her name once you know that. Like you said, when she's in her 20s or whatever, that's okay. Yeah. You'll be able to do that. But I'm just going to keep control of it in her best interest.
Okay.
The other thing you're going to do is you're going to set up in your will a special needs trust that is formed upon the death of both you and your wife.
Okay.
And the money that goes into that trust is set up to take care of her the rest of her life.
Okay.
And you name a beneficiary. She's the beneficiary, and you name a trustee to manage that. You give detailed instructions of how you want that money handled. And I'm guessing you don't have $500,000 to plump down in that today if you died. So you're going to assign part of your term life insurance to that special needs trust.
All right.
So the beneficiary of some of your current term insurance is going to be changed to where like $500,000 or something drops in there, whatever the figure is, only upon your death, right? And the death of your spouse. Yeah. So it's really the contingent beneficiary is what it amounts to. On your life insurance, you have your wife would probably be your beneficiary, but in the event of both of your deaths, who gets it? And that's where you would split it up. So in our case, we didn't have special needs kids, but just minor children. We had a family trust that would have been formed when we had minor children upon both of our deaths. That family trust had a name as a part of the will, and it was the contingent beneficiary. So Sharon was the beneficiary on my life insurance, but if both of us died in a plane wreck or whatever, then the contingent beneficiary goes into that trust to be taking care of the minor kids. The only difference in that trust and your special needs trust is your special needs trust will go throughout the entire life of your daughter, where the minor children's trust would have just been until they reached whatever age we wanted to release it to them as adults.
Okay.
So this one's more in perpetuation than a traditional family trust is. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so get your wills done and laid out. Get the contingent beneficiary where you're funding the care of her. And then later on, 20 years from now, you may have just the money in a mutual fund, and you say, this mutual fund funds her special needs trust, and you don't need life insurance assigned to it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But that way she's got care perpetually, the financial care she'll need. And, of course, you're going to arrange other custodial issues as well, depending on, how she progresses, how she develops. So you have a rare privilege, my friend. Downs kids are an incredible joy. I never met one that wasn't just the sweetest person on the planet. Big old hearts.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, in a situation like this, would it be wise if he has other kids to potentially save in a 529 as well, since it can be transferred to siblings?
You could. Yeah, you could. And you're the custodian, so you're controlling that. That might even be a better plan. I didn't think of that.
Or just an option.
But the other thing is, the problem is the 529 is be transferred to other siblings, but it has to be used for education. And we haven't, let's say that she doesn't go to school, but still needs the money.
Yeah.
You can't get it out of the 529 for that.
That's true.
So you got to, I'm just going to keep it in my name, but that's a valid strategy. But the problem is you can't access it if something happens, if she doesn't go to school, and she is going to need financial support,
right,
perpetually, of some kind, because depending on, again, the severity of what she's facing on the development side. But wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, open phones at 888-825-5225. That's a reminder for everyone listening. If you don't have your will, you get a will done.
Yes. And it's also so good. He's being such a great dad, thinking about this early and making a plan. I know, obviously, coming out of the NICU and going through everything you just did is pretty traumatic and intense. And just that's a great way to channel that energy, thinking through, how are we going to walk this out? How are we going to set her up for success in the best way possible?
Yeah, exactly. It's start planning and laying all that out, and then that relieves that portion of your brain that worries about those things. Don't have to worry about that. I can now concentrate on just her care.
Right.
And her development, just being her dad. Because I don't have, that's done. One less thing. It's the old Forrest Gump thing. One less thing.
One less thing
to worry about. Because you did it, because you checked the box. You got it done. And I got to tell y'all, the wealthy people that I meet that have immense financial peace in their wealth, they're not dysfunctional, they do detailed estate plans. And it's A, because you want to keep the government's hands off of it. B, so that the money that you've worked so hard for goes the direction you think is best. And C, one less thing.
Yeah.
One less thing to think about.
One less thing.
I don't think about it anymore. Box checked. There you go. This is The Ramsey Show.
Still on baby step number 1, eh?
How'd you guess?
With healthcare costs rising, learn how Christian Healthcare Ministries can help you make the most out of your budget. Visit chministries.org/budget.
Don't worry, it's worth it.
How many times have you found yourself saying one day, when you're thinking about a goal you have, one day I'll be able to buy a house, one day I'll be happy with my career, one day I won't have to battle with anxiety. That's called kicking the can down the road, boys and girls. Stop waiting around. Whatever your one day is, let's get with it. That's why we created Smart Conference. Smart Conference is the one-day event oddly enough, where we tackle all areas of your life. And guys, let's face it, we could all use that kind of boost right now. You're going to hear from the nation's top thought leaders on money, career, mental health, relationships, marriage, leadership. The event is hitting the road. It'll be in Dallas, Texas on Saturday, October 22nd. It is 64% sold out. That means if you want a ticket, you should get one before they're gone. This is a limited commodity. The Platinum is sold out. The VIP is sold out. General access passes are $39. These are best-selling authors, world-class speakers, number one best-selling authors like Rachel Cruz, Dr. John Deloney, Ken Coleman, George Camel, Christina Ellis to my right. I'll be speaking. Craig and Amy Groeschel from Life Church will be talking about marriage. And this is a world-class event. This is an event that I sit in the audience and take notes. I want to hear what these people have to say about their given areas. And it'll be about 6,000 or 8,000 folks in the arena. It will be booming. It's going to be a day-long event. You will leave. It's the SMART conference, so you will leave smarter. It's going to work. This is your first one to do.
It's my first one, my first Ramsey Live event.
All right. So how nervous are you for that?
Oh, gosh.
Are you?
I mean,
you get nervous. You don't seem nervous on stage.
6,000 to 8,000 people. That's a lot of people.
Well, there's no more than 800. I mean, it's the same. You spoke in front of a staff meeting the other day. That's 1,200 people. You weren't nervous at all. If you were, you're Cool Hand Luke. I'm just saying.
Good.
'Cause nobody knew.
I like that.
I was standing on stage beside you. I didn't know you were nervous if you were nervous. But no, I think it's going to be great, and we're excited to have you join the lineup. It's going to be very, very good. So get your tickets, RamseySolutions.com/events, RamseySolutions.com/events. Do not miss this, folks. A lot of times you need your batteries charged. Let me just tell you what happens here, okay? This is not just information. Information doesn't fix your life. Inspiration does not fix your life. Inspiration without solid information is just a wisp in the wind, right? It's just gone. Information without inspiration is boring as crud, and you won't activate on it. You have to put the two together. So you're going to laugh all day long. You're going to hear great storytelling all day long. You're going to hear world-class communicators that know how to take information and inspiration, weave them together, and cause you to leave there and activate. And that's what this is about. And the other thing that happens that people have forgotten about, and they kind of should remember after the pandemic shutdown, the economic shutdown. You remember when we were flattening the curve, and now we have no idea why we did that? But yeah, I remember that. And so, yeah. People all being in the room, all ready to learn, all ready to do something, there's energy that comes off of that. That's very real. And it's like going to your favorite sporting event, right? You go watch your football team and everybody's cheering. You leave energized from that. And this is the only difference is you're not cheering for someone else's success here. You're cheering for your success. And it's exhilarating. It really is. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. Find out for yourself why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Use the promo code Ramsey, and you'll get the best possible deal.
Today's question comes from Katie in Mississippi. I'm a women's basketball coach at a large college. The topic of financial literacy came up in conversation with one of our freshmen yesterday. Our team of 18 to 23-year-olds is in a unique position to graduate with no student debt. They get monthly scholarship checks, additional cost of attendance money, academic incentive money, and whatever deals they acquire. Some of these young ladies are making serious bank, and I'd love to set them up to succeed. Do you have any insights that would help our players maximize their financial opportunities during their college years? Oh, I love that question. Well, I think just the fact that you're already talking about this is awesome. So many students in college, they don't have conversations with adults about money. I know that's shocking. It seems like we use it every day. We should have these conversations, but I hear it all the time. Why did no one tell me about these basic financial concepts and how to prepare myself for the future? So the fact that you are having this conversation right now and wanting to set them up for success is huge. Lean into that. Now, of course, we talk about budgets a lot around here. So just even helping them set up a budget, because a lot of these students, you said they're making bank. That's a lot of money for 18 to 23-year-olds to deal with and figure out. So helping them figure out what a budget is, get them set up with Every Dollar, our budgeting app, and help them figure out where that money needs to go. Also, an emergency fund is always going to be useful if they can start having that money set up as aside for any emergencies that pop up. I know a lot of their stuff is covered right now, but especially as a college athlete, things can happen. They could get injured. There could be, for some reason they could lose a scholarship or a deal. So having that money set aside while it's fruitful right now is going to be great. And then, of course, talking about their future, help them understand why it's important to not just spend that money right now. Like, it's great that it's coming in, but why is it important to save? Why is it important to build your emergency fund? And then, as they get towards graduation, thinking about, do they want to get a master's degree? They need to start thinking about retirement. Do they want to buy a house? So helping them cast that vision at this point in their lives is going to be so helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're smart, you'll call and have Christina Ellis come speak to them. And that'll be a good basis for kicking this off. I'm not coming, but she would. And so my calendar's just completely blown up already through about this time next year. But it's important that you get information in front of them, and you might put them through Financial Peace University. But at the end of the day, if you can somehow, through some process, you teaching them as a coach, and just pull them aside and go, okay, today we're doing an hour and we're going to talk about this. But the principles are this. What we don't want, and it's the problem with the NIL money that's going on. I've talked to several head football coaches have already contacted me that are friends of mine in D1, and they got kids getting, $1 million, $3 million, $5 million in D1 football. And I doubt girls basketball is getting that much, but they may be getting something. With the NIL monies out there, the name, image, and likeness money that's available they went from college athletes that couldn't get $5 to now they're millionaires, and it's just nuts. So and they're scared. The coaches athletic directors across the nation are scared to death the damage this is going to do to these kids. Wow. It should be a blessing, but I mean, just look at an NFL player, and you can, what do you got? 78% of them are bankrupt within 4 years of leaving the league.
78%?
Is that bizarre?
Ooh.
That's bizarre.
Wow.
No, that's not right. 78% are disabled. The bankruptcy rate is 4x the national average. It's 4 times. You're 4 times more likely to go bankrupt if you're an NFL player than the average person.
Dang, that's painful.
And because what do? They do stupid on steroids. They get money coming out their ears and they go bananas. And if you can't do it at 23 years old, when you're a second-round draft pick, you sure as crap can't do it when you're 18 years old without somebody coming alongside you, putting their arm around your shoulder and kicking your little butt. And that's what needs to happen here. And lovingly, this coach is asking that in a very nice way. She cares about her students' welfare. And that's great. What a great coach. So thank you, Katie, for being that person. Now, here's what I would tell them. If you can get this through their little heads, they got a chance, okay? They need to lay out a game plan where a percentage formula is applied to every dollar that comes in. I'm going to set aside X for generosity, Y% for future investment, and Z% for spending. And I'm not going to spend more than the amount I set aside. So you give them some money to spend and enjoy the money that they're making, but the vast majority of it is invested and set aside for their future. And that way they don't wake up at 32 years old and want to kick their little 18-year-old self's butt later. And so that's, God, man. So, yeah, you've got to have them lay out some boundaries so they don't live with that horrible taste of regret in the back of their tongue the rest of their life. This is The Ramsey Show. If you're looking for ways to update your home without blowing the budget, I've got it. For years, I've been telling you about our friends at Blinds.com. Blinds.com makes it simple to shop top quality blinds, shades, and interior shutters from home with easy online ordering and free shipping. With Blinds.com, there's no need to renovate your entire home. Just change out what's on your windows with upscale choices like faux wood blinds, cellular and roller shades, or even outdoor shades. Plus, Blinds.com guarantees the perfect fit, whether you do it yourself or you have them measure and install everything for you. Shop their latest looks and see how much you can save at Blinds.com today. The easy and affordable way to make your home more beautiful is Blinds.com. Christina Ellis, #1 best-selling author, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Jazz and Cassie are with us. Hey, guys, welcome.
Hi, Dave. How are you doing?
Good to have you guys. Where do y'all live?
We live in Fresno, California.
Oh, great. Cool. Welcome to Nashville. And all the way here to do a debt-free scream. How much have you paid off?
We've paid off $446,000.
Cool.
Wow.
And how long did this take?
It's about 9.5 years.
Very cool. And your range of income during that time?
We went starting at about $150,000 and then up to about $265,000.
Very cool. What do y'all do for a living?
He's a bus driver, and I'm an engineer, civil engineer.
Very good. Good. So 9.5 years, $446,000. Is that your house?
Yes.
You paid off your house! You're weirdos! Way to go, weirdos! I love you!
Dave, we did something more weird than that.
What'd you do?
We paid off 2 houses.
2 houses? Well, you're double weirdos. Okay. What's the other one, a rental or?
A rental.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, very cool. So what's this house worth?
So our house right now is worth about $600,000, our primary house, and then we have the rental that's paid for as well. We have a second rental that we inherited, so that was a booster.
What are they worth?
They're about $400,000.
So just in real estate alone, you're millionaires.
Yes, sir.
Way to go! Whoop, 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 whoop. How much in investments?
In investments, it's about $500,000 and $1.5 in real estate.
Okay, excellent. I love ya. Amazing. All right, somewhere around a decade ago, you learned something about the Ramsey Way. How did you get connected to the Ramsey Way?
It was through my dad, and it's hard for me because in 2016 he passed away. My dad was 100% blind. He was hit and killed by a car. But I can still remember when we first started this Dave Ramsey plan, my dad, being a city bus driver, I was driving buses and I had split shifts. And so when I would go to their house during the split shift, he would have Dave Ramsey play on the AM station. I'd be like, Dad, turn that stuff off. I ain't trying to hear all that. Turn that off. And so about 5 years happened of that, and it's all God's timing, where I heard something that caught my attention. And from that point forward, we started just, I was all in at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
I was not so much.
Wait a minute. Do you remember what it was that caught your attention?
No, I wish I did. A lot of people have asked me that.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that, Cassie. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say I was slower to the table. It was like, who is this Dave guy living in our house? I do not know who he is.
I don't even like him.
What is happening? I make good money. I want to spend. But it was contagious. And Financial Peace University was the game changer for me. Went and attended at my church and was just encouraged that everybody was there trying to make their life better, and it's definitely been life-changing, and I can't say enough about that program and just how it brought me to the table to really support my husband and be in it all in at that moment.
Well, that's definitely the way to learn the Ramsey Way. Now, how long ago did you go through Financial Peace University?
It was about 9.5 years ago.
That's when it kicks the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the final bow, and then here we go, game on.
That's right.
Okay, very cool. What's the name of your church?
It's Cross City Christian Church in Fresno.
Very good. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so once y'all are on this journey, There's a little bit of hesitation to start, but once you were on it, you were on it. What did it look like? What did you all do to get out of debt?
The way it started for us, we were already doing smart things with our money. We were already on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. And so from listening to the show, I've seen so many people talk about gazelle intensity in baby step 2, and I wanted to feel that. And so what we did was be pretty much gazelle intense, and where we made, like David Bach talks in his book, Automatic Millionaire, about making everything automatic. That's what we did. And we set aside $5,000 a month for 54 months to knock out our house. And then we were comfortable. But the key for us was making everything automatic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did people think you were crazy?
Some did, and some just, oh, that's nice. That's the thing that you're doing. That's good. Good for you guys.
Yeah. I love that you just went gazelle intense to get this house paid off. That is a lot of money in real estate, y'all. That's amazing.
What he didn't say is he worked all day, every day for a very long time. So we didn't see him so that we could do all of that. And it was hard. It was hard, people going on vacation, people buying new cars. I had the same van for 12 years. It's like, I'm tired of this van. I want a new van.
Was it worth it?
It was so worth it. It was so worth it. And we would do it all over again and in a heartbeat.
Was it worth all the extra shifts, Jazz?
Yeah, one of the things was I averaged several 30 days, 60 days straight. My record was 86 days straight, and it was a good thing. I love what I do. I love the people there. It was a great experience, but you got to have your why in front of you. And when you have that why, we had a poster board where we set our goals for the house originally, and then for the second house, we set up a rice and beans, like a thermometer jar that we could visually see.
Yeah.
And when you set those type of goals and make it visual, it's life-changing to where it forces you not to quit and hold yourself accountable, especially when your kids are watching you.
Yeah.
For all the people who think, I could never pay my house off, that's an unattainable dream. What would you tell those people is the key to getting completely out of debt?
I would say the key to getting out of debt is a lot of people that I like to be coachable, teachable to, and I teach this plan to people, is I tell them, if you want to lose weight, you go to basically a physical gym to get physically fit. Well, in the financial world, then you should be going to a financial gym. And that's where I go to the financial gym, Dave Ramsey podcast, and listen to Dave Ramsey Show, and listen to other self-help, or also read self-help and spiritual-based books to keep yourself focused, because you got to stay strong and stay committed. Because the people that I've seen around me in this 10-year period, that the majority of them that quit stopped watching the show, stopped doing the things that got them to where they were heading in that right direction. So that's key, I believe.
Yeah, you guys played all the way through. Pretty cool. Now, you don't have a single payment in the world. How's that feel?
Amazing. Definitely freedom like no other. I have people that I know, we all know, that struggle, and it's just a freedom like you can't explain. You don't have to worry about during the pandemic. You didn't have to worry about what happens, what's going to happen if we, lose our job. And it just brings a peace that is just undescribable.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, we try to talk about it and try to help people visualize how it feels and so forth, but there is something that happens when that last payment goes out and you go, we're done.
Yeah.
You just kind of have this moment. It's a physical reaction for a lot of people, and me it was. So, way to go, y'all. Way to go. I'm proud of you. Excellent, excellent job. Baby steps, millionaires along the way, 100% debt-free, times 2, yeah. And 2 houses, yeah. You did 2 of everything, didn't you? So, good stuff, guys. Very, very well done. Very well done. So, we got a copy of Baby Steps Millionaires for you, the book. We got a copy of Total Money Makeover for you. And the way you guys are talking about this and evangelizing out there, you're going to let people know about it. And we'll give you a 1-year membership to Financial Peace University, the new one, with the new videos with Dr. John Deloney, Rachel Cruz, George Camel, me. It's the best videos we've done on that course right now. And so, but you can give that away, and you guys are givers, I can tell. You're going to be able to help a lot of people as you talk about this and plug in. We'll hand all that off to you. All right, bring the kiddos up. Let's introduce them, get their names and ages.
So this is our son, Zachary. He's 16.
And this is Malaya. She's 12.
All right. Very good. Very good. Good job, guys. Excellent work.
I think the other thing, Dave, that we didn't mention is knowing that we're setting these guys up on the right path. That's the other thing that's just very encouraging as a parent, to know that these guys know that debt is not okay and not to get themselves in those types of situations.
Yeah.
And this kiddo, when he was in kindergarten, said that there was some kid talking about a credit card, and he got in trouble. I got a call from the office saying, your son said credit cards are stupid. He used the S word. And I said, well, I can't really get him in trouble for that, right? So
we taught our son to speak the truth. Yeah, I love
I said, just maybe use a different word.
Yeah, well, maybe not. That was pretty.
Right.
That was pretty descriptive.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, Jazz and Cassie, way to go, guys! Fresno, California, 446,000 paid off. Baby steps, millionaires times 2. 9.5 years, making 150 to 265. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
To God be the glory. 3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! That is how it's done. This is the Ramsey Show. Christina Ellis, #1 best-selling author, Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us, America. Ben is with us. Ben is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Ben. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Yeah, so I just had a quick question for you, and that is, I'm getting a lot of financial aid refund money, and I was wondering if I should go ahead and start paying off student loans with that money.
Are you out of school?
No, sir. I'm a senior, and I'm about to finish getting my undergrad.
Where is this refund money coming from? Did you get a bunch of scholarships this year?
Yeah, so I got around $6,000 in scholarship, and then I also got married 2 months ago. So we got around $10,000 apiece as well.
Okay, and the $6,000 in scholarships, is that being used to cover tuition, or is tuition covered already?
So my tuition's actually only $3,900 per semester. So they split it up between the two, and I'll be getting like $4,900 or $4,700 back in per semester.
Okay, and how much money in student loans do you have right now?
So my wife's the one that has student loans, and she only has $11,000. And the only reason I even was calling too is because I know that the $2,000 of it is unsubsidized, and I know that accrues over like while you're still in school, the interest accrues on that. And I know there was a stop on it until August 31st.
Has she graduated?
No, sir. She graduates with me next May as well.
Okay. All right. What are you studying?
I'm actually doing accounting.
Good. What about your wife?
She's doing graphic design.
Good. Okay. Great. Good job. All right.
How are you all paying for your expenses right now? Because I know a lot of times that refund money is built into your package to pay for, room and board and meals. Do y'all have jobs? Like, how are you paying for your living expenses?
So right now I'm an intern at a local accounting firm up in my school. That's actually about to end. I'm about to actually pick up another job. She's a server at Chili's. And that's what we both are going to be doing during the school year.
I love that.
Good for you guys. Well done. All right. So here's the thing. The 10 months we have until you graduate in May, mathematically doesn't matter on interest accruing.
Okay.
What does matter is a brand new marriage, a senior year in school, and making sure that we get out of school with no debt. And so what I would do is park all the cash to the side in a simple savings account and forget it's there. And work your way and scholarship your way through the remainder of the year. If you end up with more cash, just pile it up over there. When you both graduate and land your jobs in May, June, and now we're setting off. We're transitioning from college years to the adult game. Then, right? When you make that transition and you have those jobs and that money's coming in, now you set your new budget up, and then you pull the money out of that account and you pay those student loans off that day.
Okay.
So 1 year from today.
Okay.
Pay them off then. And in the meantime, that cash, that big pile of cash, here's what it gives you. Number one, it's an insurance policy that you're going to finish school with no more debt. Agreed? No matter what happens, you can make it with no debt.
Yeah.
We know that. Okay? Now, the trick is to maximize your other stuff and not use any of it so that that money's free and clear next summer. Okay? But number one, it's an insurance policy. Here's the thing that you should get from it if both of you are in agreement on this. You both should get a level of stress, a level of anxiety removed because you're sitting on $25,000, $30,000 over there. It ought to allow you to go, whew. And that's a really cool thing to do in your first year of marriage. To not have your back against the wall with somebody pointing a gun at your face, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is that relaxing thing. And there's a relational benefit. You're going to study better. You're going to work better at Chili's. Everything's going to be better because you don't have money worries.
Yes. Oh, what a relief. What a strong foundation to start on.
And what a great job you all have done.
Yeah.
They're impressive.
And I love that his story highlights something that I think a lot of people don't realize about scholarships. So a lot of people think scholarships just cover tuition, that if you cover tuition, that's all you need. But most schools lay out their cost of attendance, which includes everything you need to go to school, meals, books, housing, transportation expenses. And you can get scholarships all the way up to cost of attendance. Therefore, you can get it to cover things like meals, books, and it'll come in the form of a refund check. Like he is getting a check cut to him by the school to pay for those other expenses. So it's really great to go for scholarships because it can pay for some of those outside expenses. You can't go over the cost of attendance, so you can't just win a bunch of scholarship money and go buy a car with it, but it will cover your living expenses as well if you get enough scholarship money.
Yeah, excellent. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Good job, guys.
Open phones at 888-825-5225. Dan's in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Dan, what's up?
David, hello.
Hey, how can we help?
Okay. Wife and I are going to have $800,000 on the 29th of this month.
I hate it when that happens.
Sale of our home that we had paid off. We doubled our money in 24 months on that home.
Good Lord.
So we feel very blessed. We bankrolled 3 college educations over the last few years. So we don't have a lot in retirement, only about $40K. So the idea was we're going to downsize a little bit, maybe build or buy no more than $500K, and then have the extra $300. Just kind of want to know if that makes sense, or should we be thinking, should we not buy at all? Should we rent? Just kind of want to get your feedback.
No, you should buy. And that sounds like a good number. I like your number. What's your household income?
Like that?
Yeah, what's your household income?
It's 100 right now, David. I originate mortgages, so right now, if things stay the way they are right now, there's no refi business.
Yep.
And with my agent business, our household income is going to probably drop to 70. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that would be at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that in mind, you think $500,000's okay?
Yeah, you're paying cash for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, if you're paying cash for it, I'm in. And that leaves you $300 to sit down with your SmartVestor Pro with a $300 and, start some good mutual fund investing.
How about some residual income, maybe a little $200,000 fixer that can be an Airbnb or a renter? What are your thoughts on that?
Be fine.
And that's going to leave me $100 in the bank.
That's fine. You're real estate. You're real estate people, but I wouldn't run my pro forma out based on Airbnb. I would run it out based on rental. If you want to run the Airbnb, that's fine, but that's unrealistic. That's not sustainable long term for a lot of reasons. Number one, there's a lot of markets that are shutting down Airbnbs with zoning changes, and law changes.
Yeah.
And the other thing
HOA too. Yeah.
HOAs are shutting them down. It's really tight. That market's tightening up. And the second thing is it's a complete pain in the butt because you're dealing with a new tenant every 20 minutes. And so you make a lot of money, but the hassle factor of it is legitimately a problem. So you can go make some money for a few years with it, but you're going to get tired of it and rent it. So I think, let me tell you how many Airbnbs I own. 0, just for that reason. Okay, I don't. There's good money in it. You can do it, but it's a lot of work. You're running a hotel. So I mean, it's like real work and stuff. So it's not. You said passive. There ain't nothing passive about it. It's not passive income at all. It's active income. So I mean, technically, from a tax standpoint, you could call it that, but it's very active. So yeah. Go ahead and do that, but buy it based on the fact of what you can rent it for, because someday you're going to end up doing that. But if you want to do real estate instead of mutual funds, fine with me. I do a lot of real estate.
Especially as he heads into his retirement years. Running an Airbnb does not sound like the most relaxing thing to do.
I mean, you can do it, but it's
a lot of work. It's work.
Yeah, it's there you go. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today. From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. We help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Christina Ellis, #1 best-selling author, Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Maggie is with us in Washington, D.C. Hi, Maggie. How are you?
Hi, Dave. I'm good. How are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So I my husband and I are trying to figure out, we're in baby step 2, and we're trying to figure out if we should trade in 2 of our cars for used cars that would be a lot more cost effective, so we could get rid of our car payment. It
was hard to let that come out of your mouth, wasn't it?
Yeah. My heart is also racing right now. I listen to you every single day, and it's surreal that I'm talking to you.
So, all right, tell us about the cars. Car number 1, what do you owe on it? What is it worth?
Okay, so it's a Volkswagen Atlas 2018. We owe about $11,000 on it. It's worth. We went to a dealership yesterday. We got them up to $19,000 on that.
Wow.
And that one we're still paying. Yeah. And that one we're still paying. And then the other one is a 2009 Jeep Liberty, and that one is paid off. At first they came to us at $2,700. I got them up to $5,000.
Mm-hmm. What is your household income?
It's about $145,000.
How much debt have you got?
We have $81,982 left.
Mm-hmm. I would not sell these cars unless you don't like them.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you hear her go?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the idea was really exciting because it would expedite the process, and I'd like to just knock this out as soon as I can. It's just hanging over my head every day, this debt.
Yeah. If you told me $81,000 and you had a $30,000 car debt, yeah, yeah. But $11,000 of 81 is not your problem, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Well, and you're still going to need something to drive, and that's not. I mean, you'd only have about $8,000.
You just get rid of the $11,000 in debt and buy a car.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
basically.
Yeah, exactly. We have 3 kids, so we're not trying to get like the oldest car on the block with when we're driving on the highway and stuff. So we do like the car, the Atlas, but the payment, I feel like it's just taking a while to get rid of it.
What's the rest of the debt?
Student loans. Student loans, really, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been working on all this, the Ramsey way?
So we started in 2020, and we were making some headway. And then last year, so at the end of 2020, we had our 3rd child. Long story short, it just ended up being like a very difficult year. I was in like survival mode. He had a lot of health issues. It just fell off the wagon and just didn't do anything.
How's he doing
and then
now?
At the beginning, he's a lot better. He's still crazy, but much better health-wise. So he's just our wild one, and we're definitely done now.
Okay.
But so we've decided to get back on track, and we've paid off about $7,000 so far. And at the end of this year, we're supposed to have this car paid off at the end of this year.
Here's what I heard, and you can tell me if I heard it wrong. We've just been through hell, and I'm tired, and I'm desperately looking for a quicker, easier way to do this, and I was hoping this was it.
Yeah. No, that's right.
And so the good news is you get to keep the car. The bad news is, because it's not the problem, the bad news is now it is game on, girl.
Yeah.
Okay? Now the rest of that garbage is in the rearview mirror, most of it anyway, thank goodness. Sorry you've been through all that. It's hard. I mean, it's been a hard couple of years for a lot of us. And emotionally and stress and everything else, and just the whole, the climate in the culture right now is just bizarre. So it's just affecting everything. But and I'm sorry you've been through that. Here's the trick, though. Mathematically and actually, 90% of you getting out of debt is you guys getting gazelle intense, on a budget, working the plan, no eating out, no vacations, no freaking life, and we're going to clean this mess up. You make $145,000, you should be debt-free in 18 months.
I was thinking 15, but
okay, I'll go with 15. I'll go with 15. And for that, you don't sell the car. The car accelerates that by 1.5 to 2 months.
Right.
Point being, it does not solve the problem.
Right.
If it cut the time in from 18 months to 9 months, your car's sold, girl. I'd be throwing it out right now. For you, right?
Yeah, you guys have a really good shovel. I mean, it'd be a bit more concerning if you didn't have such a high income, but you do have a good shovel to work with. And like Dave said, you could knock this out easily in under 2 years. You could still live on 6 figures and knock this out in 2 years. So it's like if you guys get gazelle intense, you can do that even faster.
So, you play? Did you play any sports when you were a kid?
I did cross country.
Okay, cross country. Running. There you go. That's a sport. And so you're running what, 3? What is that, a 3-mile run usually in high school?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
So the first 1.5 miles of your 3-mile run, you fell twice and skinned your knees. Oh, and your hands while you're at it. Okay? Now you got the rest of the run left. You're not going to fall in this part of the run, but those falls are causing you to have to suck it up and get with it. And it's hard. It's hard to overcome the pain of the first half of the race. You had a painful first start on this. And, I think it's just smart to say it out loud. Those are legitimate reasons that you didn't fall off the wagon, girl. You got knocked off the wagon. And it's legitimate pain. You felt it. It's real. Your knees are skinned. Your hands are skinned. You fell.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say that. But what that means is once you say it out loud, you go, and game on. Second half. We got the crap beat out of us in the first half. We're going back in the second half and take them back. I'm going to take this game back.
Yep. I ran cross country in high school, and that speaks to my heart. I mean, I just remember the middle of the race, especially if you had a bad first half, feels so disheartening. You're just like, oh, I don't know if I can go on. But man, when you round that corner and you start getting closer to the finish line, you're going to feel your spirit lift again. You just have to get through this really hard middle.
It's lifting the chin up and looking at that finish line and reaching for that instead of gazing in the rearview mirror. And it's hard. It's emotional. But I'm just saying, I'm agreeing with you. It's been difficult, but that's all. You're just going to use that as motivation for the second half. Game on. 15 months, girl. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your debt-free scream.
Yeah, come see us.
We're proud of you. We love you. Get after it. This is The Ramsey Show. Chaos. That's what it can feel like when your business is growing so fast you've outgrown your financial and accounting software. The faster you grow, the more likely you are to lose control of the numbers. And here's the reality. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. That's why we use NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. Over 28,000 companies use NetSuite by Oracle, including Ramsey Solutions, because NetSuite gives us a single view of everything we need to make daily decisions. Whether you're making a few million to hundreds of millions a year, NetSuite gives you the visibility and control of the things you need to grow, like your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more, all in one dashboard. Go to netsuite.com/Ramsey right now to get their free white paper. Jumpstart your CFO career. Christina Ellis, Ramsey, personality #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. With rising costs everywhere you look, we know you've had enough. Right now, normal in America is a bit freaked out. The cash register at the grocery store, the cashier looking at a gallon of milk like it's a bar of gold, the overdraft in your bank account. Normal sucks. You deserve a chance at some extra breathing room in your budget, so we're excited to tell you this month we're going to give away $500 every week and a grand prize of $3,000 in the Ramsey Cash Giveaway. Think about all the things you could do with some extra money. No purchases necessary. You got to be 18 years old or older to win. Just go to RamseySolutions.com/giveaway and you can register every day. RamseySolutions.com/giveaway. Ava is with us in Roanoke, Virginia. Hi, Ava. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Mr. Ramsey. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So in your Foundations of Personal Finance class, you said to negotiate the price of everything. So I was wondering if there's a way to negotiate the price of college.
Ava, I love this question. How old are you, Ava?
I'm 16.
Oh, my goodness. You sound like me at 16, and I just absolutely love that you're calling the show. This is fantastic. What do you want to do with college? Where do you want to go?
I want to go into art and animation.
Okay. What do you hope to do with that?
Concept art and like character design for movies, hopefully.
That's awesome. Are you already starting to look at schools and kind of think through where you want to attend?
I have, but I haven't really decided on any schools yet.
Well, you're 16, so you still have plenty of time. I love this conversation. Yeah. The answer is yes, you can negotiate the price of college, but it does depend on the school. So a lot of people, when they go to a college's website, they see that sticker price and they go, whew, I can't pay that. And they automatically assume they can't attend that school. But very few people actually pay the sticker price that's listed on the website. Most colleges have a tuition discount of some sort. A lot of people don't know that because it's just wrapped into the financial aid package that they get. They see it as merit scholarships. They see it as financial aid, but it is a tuition discount. Now, a lot of people just see their financial aid package and assume that's all I got. Like, this is all the school's going to offer me. But you can be one of the few that actually do go back to the school and try to negotiate tuition. So it doesn't always happen. It depends on the school. I definitely wouldn't count on it or expect it, but you can do it. You can go back and ask them if they can discount it.
And the best, one of the best things you can do with negotiation is to have walkaway power. And that means that you are not married to a particular school. We are going shopping, boys and girls. Where are we going to get the best deal? And then what you do is you tell that one school, you tell school A that school B is making you a better offer, and they're going to have to pony up, if they are. I mean, I don't want you to lie to them, but I mean, you just start playing them against each other. And you go, we have asked, I'm looking at 4 different schools. I'm going to go to the one that gives me the best help in tuition. Are you that school? Let's find out. Are you ready to play? Spin the wheel, and that's just get them all playing against each other. And it's so amazing that all of a sudden these schools that are, a little bit snotty, they suddenly become like mercenary and want your money.
Right. Because at the end of the day, they have got budgets. They're trying to recruit students. They're trying to get them in the door. So they want your money. They want to make a deal, especially if you're a competitive student. We actually talked to a company not long ago that they actually built a business around having students upload their financial aid letters so that they could compare what kind of discounts they were getting from the different colleges, which just shocked me to see how many colleges they kind of played this game of trying to recruit. They were like businesses trying to charge different amounts for different people and try to get them to make deals. And I was like, wow, that is just crazy. But it was nice that they were trying to bring transparency to that process so students could see the price is negotiable.
Yeah. And if it's not, that's okay. But you have to maintain walkaway power in any negotiation. If you go, well, that's the only house on the planet, you're about to pay too much for that house. If you go, I have to have the green car and there's only one in the southeast, you're about to pay too much for this car. Seriously. So that kind of crap will kill you, and it'll kill you on any negotiation. So having options to play against each other and having walkaway power instead of getting all drama queened up about the particular location you're going to go to school. Because, the people that make it in the business that you're going to go into, where they went to school has zero to do with it. It's whether they have talent or not. So if you're going to do animation and you want to create animated characters for movies, nobody cares where you went to school. They just care, can you do it? And are you the best or one of the best? Have you got some idea that makes me want to make a film if I'm a filmmaker, And are you the character? Are you the person, can you do this? And so, yeah.
Right. And at this age, you've got time. Like you said, you don't know what college you want to attend now, but now is that time to start exploring and researching different scholarships at colleges. You don't want to get your mind set on one certain school at this point and then, get offered nothing in scholarships when you could have potentially found a school where you could get a full ride. So I love, 1, looking at different options so you have negotiating power, and 2, you may not even need to negotiate. You may just get a full ride straight from the beginning. So, keep those options open and explore everything that's out there.
I think we're going to see more of this because higher ed is, they kind of got a pretty big black eye right now, overcharging, being part of the cause of the student loan debacle, epic failure we have in this country. And part of it's driven by these increasing tuition prices all the time. The second thing is those goobers in higher ed, you know what they did? They had everybody go to school from home online during COVID, and they charged them full freaking price.
Yep.
And people are going, wait a minute. This is online. I'm zoomed out. I'm not doing this. And so a lot of people a lot of students and parents of students kind of got fed up with the attitudes at higher ed, and now higher ed's kind of back on its heels, and it's kind of pushed out. People are talking about, well, you don't need to go to college at all, and all college is too expensive, which is not true. But they are in a position they're going to want to negotiate because they're going to be trying to get people back in there after the horrible reputation that they've developed as a category.
Well, and it's about time. I mean, this
Amen.
reckoning has needed to happen for a while. For so long, it's been like education at all costs, and we can always increase it every year, even if students go $1.75 trillion into student loan debt. I mean, the COVID crisis happened along with the student loan crisis, and these two merging together has just created kind of chaos in higher education.
It's fabulous.
It gives people a chance to reevaluate.
Yeah, if the government will keep their stinking hands out of it and not prop them up, they're too big to fail. No, they're not. They're stupid, and some of them deserve to fail. And so, it's going to wake them up. Wake them up here. Let the marketplace do what it's supposed to do. And so then you will find a less expensive alternative to go get a good education, whether it be a VOTEC thing or whether it be a higher ed, process. I don't care. But people are going to get very practical finally.
Right.
And the institutions of learning that do not adjust to the practicality, the utilitarian view of education are about to lose their butts.
Right. Because people are seeing now, just even in the workplace, that there are people who went to public schools who had no student loan debt. They got a public school education next to somebody who spent $200,000 and they're working the exact same job. And so it's like, that's great if you can get it paid for to go to a prestigious school, but you don't have to. There's so many different options. And, do what you got to do, but do it debt free.
Yeah. And do what she's doing. She's thinking about it ahead of time, being intentional, instead of just signing up in October or signing up in August and going, oh, wait a minute, I have to have tuition in 4 weeks. What am I going to do? Well, you should have thought about that ahead of time. This ain't a Friday night party you planned on your Instagram. Seriously, you need to get your act together. And this kid right here, she's got her act together, man. She's you. You're right.
I love it.
You were an overachiever at that age too.
Nerd.
I was the portion of the class that made the top half possible. This is the Ramsey Show. Look, I love real estate, and I want you to have a house, but I don't want a house to have you. That's why you need to get in touch with Churchill Mortgage to make sure you do this right. These guys are awesome. They'll help you get on a smarter mortgage plan because they're committed to doing what's right for you. That means they check in every year with free consultations to help you stay on the right plan. They show you how to save money and interest so you can build wealth faster. They walk you through the total cost of your loan so you can make the best choice. Basically, they care. That's why we call them Ramsey Trusted. You can achieve debt-free home ownership, and Churchill is here to help. Go to their site, churchillmortgage.com/Ramsey, to start your approval or get more information. Christina Ellis, best-selling author and Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Tim and Luann are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Great.
Good to have you guys. Where do y'all live?
Little Rock. We're actually live in Maumelle, which is like a suburb.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Welcome to Nashville. How much debt have you paid off?
$222,870. Well, $222,870.
Way to go!
Yeah.
How long did this take?
4 years and 3 months.
All right. And what was your range of income during that time?
$152,000 to $178,000.
Cool. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a computer programmer. My wife's a medical coder.
Perfect. Good. What kind of debt was this $223,000?
Oh, it ranged from a cabin, an RV, cars, credit cards, IRS debt,
student loans.
Student loan.
Y'all were normal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you decided to not be normal anymore.
Sick of it.
Good. That's what you got to get sick of, don't you? Yeah. So I'm proud of you. Way to go, y'all. That's amazing. 4 years, $223,000. Wow. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So how did this all happen? How'd you decide you're going to go do the Ramsey way?
Well, about 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I wrote my wife a note because I didn't know what would happen if I had the surgery, and that kind of lit a fire under her, and that's how we got started.
So, wait a minute. The note says, surprise, we're deeply in debt, or what did it say?
No, it said, here's how to take care of the debt.
Oh, my gosh.
And
here's what to pay off first.
Yes.
Here's
and he
where
wrote
the life
it on a
insurance.
sticky note and sat it on my desk. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this.
No.
Our church happened to be offering FPU.
Oh, good.
And I was like, you know
Which
what?
is better
Let's
than a
try
sticky
this.
note.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and I said, let's do this. I had never heard of Dave Ramsey, and apparently he had.
I had.
And he didn't say anything.
I figured, well, if it was her idea, then we're going for it.
Yeah.
So we did, and our coordinators are with us today.
Very cool.
And then we actually joined them and coordinated the next class as a dual. And we have been FBU coordinators now for, this will be our 5th season.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, one thing about that, when you are leading a class, you have to do the stuff.
Exactly.
Because you're totally a hypocrite.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes you stay on the straight and narrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it does remind you and inspire you, the people around you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because some of the people come through these classes, they do some amazing things.
Right.
And another thing was that my wife was saying, we're never going to retire. We're going to just keep working at our desk and we'll just
Die.
Die.
Wow.
Yeah. So it everything, there were fires lit big time. And I'm sorry that you had to go through this, Dave, but thank you for God using you to share with us.
Well, thank you.
And we thought, well, we're 55 years old at the time. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this is never going to happen. We're too old.
Yeah.
It's too late to start. Well, wrong.
It's not. Ever. We're in our 60s now, and so it's you can do it.
That's so.
No matter what age
Yeah.
you're at.
That is so inspiring. I feel like somebody out there needs to hear that.
Yes, definitely.
And a health scare, that's quite a wake-up call.
Right.
What happened? So you read that note. You got on board with FPU. What did y'all do to get out of debt? What did the journey look like for you guys?
Well, one of the hardest things we had to do was sell the cabin. And we still miss it, but hey, we can always do a VRBO and go to that. But we did VRBO our cabin. Then we were told we couldn't do it anymore because it was
against the HOA.
Against the HOA, which they never told us when we bought the cabin. So it's like, okay. So then we did
Had an RV.
An RV we rented out. I tell you, don't ever do that because it's the worst thing you can ever do is rent your RV out because people don't care about your RV.
Yeah, they don't care about
I can't ruin it. She wanted to push it off a cliff.
I wanted to drive it to Colorado and just put in neutral and go, oh. But yeah.
Oh, it just went over the cliff.
And
call the insurance company.
Right.
So we did, before the pandemic, we did Lyft and Uber. And then when the pandemic hit, then we decided to switch over to Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does it feel now? That's a lot of debt to pay off.
It was almost surreal. We were sitting at Sonic getting a drink, and we made our last payment, and I started crying because it was like, we can get a drink now and not have to worry, that it's in the budget, but it's okay. It's
you're a hard drinker if you're drinking at Sonic.
Every day.
Every day.
Oh, my gosh, you guys, that's so fun. Okay, what church was this that you went through Financial Peace University?
New Life Church out of Little Rock. It's Greater Little Rock. Rick Bazette is our pastor.
Oh, Bazette?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in Ukraine right now.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah. Yes.
I met a bunch of those guys. That's awesome. Yeah, excellent. Well done, y'all. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
How's it feel?
Awesome.
Yeah, it does. This is our first actual vacation since we started it, and we brought our granddaughter with us, and all she cared about was hearing shopping. And she's heard Dave Ramsey since she was, 7 years old, and kind of rolled her eyes, and she would say once in a while, "What would Dave say?" Or what would Dave do? You can't do that. So, yes.
Leaving a legacy.
It's touching, yeah. It's touching.
So what's next now that you don't have this major debt hanging over your head? What's next for y'all?
We are, like I said, we're getting closer to the age to where we can look at retirement, but we've still got our house that we need to pay off. And so we're still doing the DoorDash and Uber Eats and, do Instacart once in a while. But, that's also a thing that we can do into retirement, that we don't have to quit and just sit on the couch or whatever. But, and we can go and see family more.
I love that. I love that you've checked off this huge milestone, and now you're like, okay, we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep going. And I fully expect to see y'all here in a few years. Screaming for the house being paid off.
Well, actually, we were here last year in October.
And we told them we'd be back.
And we are.
So we said our very first class in FPU that we were coming here to do our debt-free screen.
Wow, we're honored.
And
You're
made
amazing.
it.
Y'all are amazing. You're heroes. You're absolute heroes. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, you decided no matter, whatever the obstacle, we're going to do it. It's hard to sell the cabin. It's hard to not push the RV off a cliff. It's hard to it's hard to do these things.
And one thing we did, or we would say, be like the tortoise.
Yes,
Don't
that
ever
was
stop.
his favorite thing. So I was ready to pick the tortoise up and throw it, but
golly. There's a lot of stuff going over the cliff with her. I'm just saying. Poor tortoise, he's riding in the RV. Way to go, y'all. You're amazing. Absolutely amazing. We've got a copy of Baby Steps Millionaires for you. That is the next chapter in your story, our latest #1 bestseller. You are on your way to being millionaires. I'm so proud of you. Copy of Total Money Makeover. You'll be able to give that to somebody in one of your classes. And a 1-year membership to Financial Peace University. You'll be able to scholarship somebody that needs it that way. And I'm sure you'll do that while you're leading, and absolutely incredible. So thank you guys. We're very, very, very proud of you. Good work. All right, $223,000 paid off in 4 years and 3 months, making $152,000 to $178,000. Tim and Luann from Little Rock, Arkansas. It's never too late. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! Live it! Yeah! That's powerful. Their retirement world is completely changed.
So
because of the
powerful.
work they've done in the last 4 years. Amazing. They got their life back. Sticky note to Financial Peace University. There you go. There's how you get the Ramsey way going. This is the Ramsey Show. Christina Ellis, Ramsey personality #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today as we answer your questions about your life and your money. Michael is with us in San Diego. Hey, Michael, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I am finishing up baby step 3, and I'm trying to balance between 3B and 4. So I live in Southern California. I own my own business, and income can vary. Also, my business has changed quite a bit over the past couple of years due to COVID, so I haven't had a consistent kind of business model. So I'm still fine-tuning that piece. Like I said, my income can vary, so I can make either $2,000 a month or $15,000 a month. And I don't know when I will really have enough money for a down payment, so I can't predict whether 2 years, 5 years, or anything like that. So at 35 years old, I'm trying to figure out how to balance between saving up for a home and investing.
To qualify for a mortgage, you're going to have, as self-employed, 2 years of income tax returns. The average of those 2 years they will use to qualify you.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the average of those 2 years is $3,000 a month, they're going to qualify you on that. If the average of the 2 years is going to be $15,000 a month, they're going to qualify you on that. So that's what they're looking at. They're looking at what you're making a year for the last two tax returns. And so what you could do is say, when am I going to get a high enough income average across 2 years to qualify for a mortgage? And then, is that going to take 3 years from today? It might.
Right.
And during that time, you can just save like crazy. So people they save up for their down payment, and we're okay with any portion of this. If you're not going to put anything in retirement and throw everything at the down payment fund, we say don't go longer than 3 years doing that. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to be putting money aside for a down payment and be putting, 15% towards your, a full baby step 4, 15% towards retirement of your household income, then you can go as long as you want to go because you're saving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, above the 15%, you're going to save your down payment, which obviously is going to cut down on your down payment. So what did you pay taxes on last year?
I think it was around 30.
Okay. All right. Well,
and this year so far, I'm at 50. So
yeah, so you're going to have to get this year and next year to even come close to qualifying. Agreed?
Yes.
$30,000 is not buying a house in San Diego.
What do you do?
No,
what is your business?
So I'm a business consultant, and I help teams just quickly develop strategy. So my work was in person, and then COVID hit, and then everything became virtual, and so trying to transition into that, and now I do kind of a hybrid of in person and virtual.
Yeah.
Okay, about how many hours are you working right now?
I'd say about 40.
Okay. Oh. What I would do, are you doing a lot of one-off fees or are you running retainers?
One-off fees.
Yeah, that's what's killing you. I thought you were because of the volatility. You need to start talking about taking clients that pay you a guaranteed retainer for a year.
Mm.
And that'll stabilize your income. And then you can also start to layer those and create a situation where you can work, 60 hours a week doing this because you've got clients that are coming back to you. You've promised them so many hours a month average on something, and then you've just got to schedule them in and stay with them because, what you're doing is an implementation thing, and following up on the implementation and guiding them through the actual implementation. Once it's decided to do how to do it, you're getting paid for the how to do it, but the walking with them as they do it is also a valuable service that you could meld into this, and that puts you into a retainer situation. I would shift my model if I were you.
Well, and that'll just give him so much more money as he stabilizes his income, as he gets more consistent clients, as he ups his income. He's going to have so much more money to throw towards that down payment and the ability to get a house.
Yeah.
I would definitely
zero going, if you're saving a down payment aggressively and you're putting real money in there, which you're not at $30,000, you might be at $100,000. Which sounds like you're scheduled for this year, give or take. But if you're putting zero towards baby step 4, the rule of thumb we use is just don't go out there. Don't do that for 10 years and have nothing in retirement.
Right.
So 3 years is about a max on that, give or take. Something in that range. And that's what we're looking for. Steve is with us in Oklahoma City. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Hey, Dave. Hope you're doing well.
Better than we deserve, brother. What's up?
I have a kind of a pickle I'm in. My job is offering me an opportunity to move to their home base in Austin, Texas. And it's kind of putting me in a situation. I just recently bought a brand new house, first house I've ever had. It's in an area that I can afford, but the area that they want me to move to and actually be on site is going to put me in a disadvantage financially. The benefit is I get better pay, more opportunity. They're going to pay for all my expenses. But I don't know if it's a good decision for me or if I should just stay here. So I figured you're the smartest person about money I know. Why not ask you?
You said it's an opportunity. There is the choice. You can stay where you are, right?
Yeah.
And how much of a pay increase is it going to be to move?
It's going to be like a 10% pay increase, and then
what do you make?
There's no ceiling. I make $64,000 right now. I'm a single dad.
They want you to move to Austin, Texas from Oklahoma City for $5,000?
Yeah.
Whoopee. No.
Okay.
Not unless you just love Austin, Texas. Because I kind of heard in your. Let me make sure. I thought I heard in your voice, you really like your life right now.
I do.
I thought I heard that, and this is but I don't want to not do something smart, but I like it. I like what I'm doing. What do you do?
I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere here.
Yeah, what do you do?
I don't have an opportunity to meet people. I work at home for tech support.
Okay. All right.
And you said you're a single dad.
I'm at my pay ceiling right now. So if I don't do this, I can't make any more money.
You can if you change jobs.
Yeah, I could change jobs.
Yeah. I mean, you can leave that company in tech support and probably make 10 more from where you're sitting.
Do you have family in the area that you're at right now?
Yeah, they're a couple hours away.
Okay.
Are you married?
No, I'm single.
Okay.
I'm raising 2 kids on my own.
How old are they?
One's going to be 13, one's 8.
Okay. So you would be on site in the office, and now you work from home?
Yes.
Now, that's an advantage for moving up because you're present and people see your smiling little face, and you are more likely to get noticed and be promoted than you are sitting in your bedroom doing tech support.
That is correct.
It's the disadvantage of work from home. People forget you. You just disappear. I think they need to sweeten the package. And then I might go do it. Then I might go do it. And I'm going to call it an adventure. But $5,000 is just, it's not interesting.
Okay.
So now the package sweetener could be if you come down here and you do A, B, and C, we're going to promote you and you'll be making 70. But for now, it's $5,000. That would be a package sweetener. I want to see this upward momentum. I want to see this path up that's clearly defined. But $5,000, I'm not moving for. I'd move for $5,000 and a clearly defined path up, though. Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Austin's cost of living is different than Oklahoma City area. Way different. This is The Ramsey Show.
Have you been inspired to make a change with your money? Want to know where to start? Take our 3-minute money quiz to get a plan you can follow. Go to RamseySolutions.com and search for Get Started to get a plan for your money.
From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. We help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Christina Ellis, #1 best-selling author, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today as we answer your questions about your life and your money. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Jordan is in Rochester, New York to start us off this hour. Hi, Jordan. How are you?
Good. How are you, Dave?
Better than we deserve, sir. How can we help?
All right. So I'm 21, and I just graduated from college this May.
Yay! What's your degree in?
Yeah. Information systems.
Oh, I love it. You got the big job?
Yeah, so I actually was fortunate enough to get a job straight out of the gate, so fortunate enough for that.
Yeah, what are you making?
A little bit over, I'm making $115,000.
Good
and then
Lord.
there's some bonuses. Yep.
Straight out of college. That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
job.
Yeah, so my question is, though, I have $14,000 left in federal student loans. And I also have a brokerage account with mutual funds that I've been contributing to since I was in high school. And there's $15,000 in those accounts. And I was wondering, is it smarter for me to leave that money in the accounts and set up a payment plan to pay out those federal student loans? Or should I just pull out all the money from those mutual funds and pay them off now?
3 years from now, the answer mathematically will be almost equivalent.
Okay.
Okay. But if I woke up in your shoes, and you are an impressive young man,
thank you.
I would write a check today and be debt-free.
Okay.
And along with that, the more important part of the conversation is this commitment to get out of debt, stay out of debt, and avoid debt permanently. That process, that promise to yourself will make you wealthy.
Gotcha.
Because if you don't
All
have
right,
any payments and you make $100,000 at 21 years old, you can become wealthy, dude. And you're going to be a millionaire. You're going to be a millionaire by the time you're 30.
I'm hoping.
No, you will be. If you do the stuff I teach you to do on this show, and in Baby, have you got a copy of Baby Steps Millionaires?
I do. I've read it.
Okay. Then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You follow those baby steps, making $115 today with a 4-year degree in information systems in a hot tech market like we're in. You're going to be making $200 by the time you're 25. And you're going to be consistently investing and being generous and living on a plan and being intentional and enjoying your money, but consistently investing. You're going to have serious bank, dude.
I'm hoping.
No, it's not a hope. It's a mathematical fact.
Jordan, I just feel so much joy talking to you to hear that you're 21 years old. You've got such a great income and you're reading Baby Steps Millionaires. You're in the middle of this process. This is just so exciting.
Yeah, just don't get stupid.
You know? I'm not. I'm living below my means for sure.
Yeah. So if along with this promise to follow the baby steps from and say I'm going to avoid debt so I can keep control of my largest wealth building tool, which is my fabulous income, and not commit it to freaking Lexus motor credit. Right? Not commit it to somebody else. Not fall off not go be normal or arrogant and think you're the exception to the rule and you can beat this or something like that. Just be boring as crap on your money stuff and just socking it away and being generous with it and enjoying it systematically with detailed intentionality like you would if you were working a flow chart for one of your information systems situations. Then you're gonna be there, dude. You're gonna be there. If you can just avoid the new car panic, if you can just avoid the whatever stupid things your friends get involved in like Bitcoin, if you'll just go do basic smart stuff, you're going to be unbelievably wealthy. And because you got such a freaking head start.
Such a good head start. I love seeing those charts when it compares, if somebody starts investing for retirement at 21 versus like 45. And I mean, it's just sad that a lot of kids miss out on the opportunity for all that compound interest. I mean, everybody looks back and wishes that they would have done some certain things sooner, but it's like so cool to see that this generation is starting to jump on these principles early. And like Dave said, if you can stay focused, there's going to be so much temptation, the flashy car, the big house, the opportunity for a credit card, like all these temptations are going to come up. But if you can stay focused starting at 21 and push all the way through,
Yeah. You're on your way, man. You're on your way. Just don't, just avoid the temptation to look successful. Nobody gives a crap how you look, okay? What you drive, let's just be successful. And we'll worry about how you look later. In an Instagram world, let's try to actually be something instead of just look like something. The shallowness of our current culture. We have influencers who are influencing who have never done anything except have a big Instagram account. And that's, how do you get to be famous? You're famous for being famous, in that case. Shoot me. Oh, God. But now I got a reality show. But no, instead, actually, just go do the stuff and be successful, not look.
Right. And it's like what you say, like the paid off house has taken the place of the BMW as a status symbol of choice. It's like, man, if you're 30 years old and you have a paid off house and you're a baby steps millionaire, that's going to look so much cooler than if you're driving around in a flashy car that you can't really afford with a big old loan payment. Like, that's not really cool in the grand scheme of things. Like, building true wealth that lasts, that's cool in my book.
Well done. Well done. Hunter's in El Paso, Texas. Hey, Hunter, what's up?
Christina, my question is surrounding an incentive we receive at work. We get X amount of stock over a 3-year vesting period for employee retention, and my question basically is how that's going to be taxed. As I read about it, several sources say either capital gains or income tax rates, but I'm trying to figure out how to decide that, and my confusion comes with there not being an initial investment by me, how the capital gains would work. I was wondering if you could give me some insight. And
in either case, your basis is zero, so it's compensation. And if you haven't held the stock vested for at least 1 year, for sure it's not going to qualify for capital gains. So if it's under 12 months, it's going to be ordinary income 100%. 100% of what you sell it for is going to be taxable in either case. Now, if you've held it 3 years, is it going to qualify because it's compensatory? Is it because it's compensation? Is it going to qualify for capital gains? I don't know that for sure. You would need to check your tax advisor to be sure on that. I am not really great at details on taxes. I know some of the basic stuff, but something like that, I personally call my tax guy and find out so that I don't screw it up. And so I'm not going to lie to you until I know the answer to that. But it will be one or the other, and it'll 100% be ordinary income if it's under a year, for sure. No question about that. And for sure, your basis is zero, so 100% of the amount is taxable. Just not sure which rate applies after 1 year. Christina Ellis, #1 best-selling author, Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us, America. Hey, parents, there's a lot you can't control. You can't control inflation. You can't control the economy. You sure as crap can't control Washington, D.C., but you can control how you'll teach your teens to face life and all of those things. And the sooner they learn, the better. The best thing you can teach your teen this year is how to handle their money the right way. How to get on a budget, how to save, how to spend wisely. The Foundations in Personal Finance homeschool curriculum has helped millions of families teach their kids. It'll give your teens the tools they need to win with money, to pay cash for college and stay out of debt. It's not just another homeschool curriculum. It's completely changing how teens think about money permanently. And then they come on the air here and do a debt-free scream when they're 25 years old and say, my mom and dad homeschooled me, and so when I married my spouse and they had debt, we knew how to get out of it immediately, and we knew we needed to get out of it immediately, and we knew how to do a budget. They're completely schooled up. That's what this is for. This is part of changing your family tree. It's the training. To learn more, go to RamseySolutions.com/homeschool. RamseySolutions.com/homeschool. Jen is in Phoenix. Hi, Jen. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call. I was in a position last year to purchase a home, but unfortunately, the line of work that I was in, I have a child who, is on the spectrum, and the job that I was working, it was a child protective capacity, and they wanted evenings, holidays, and weekends. So I had to leave that job, and in the 3 months that it took me to get another job, it made better sense to sell my home than to rent it because I didn't have the cash flow. And I was wondering, I got the money out of my home. I'm really sad that I had to sell it anyways. But I'm wondering, I'm just getting apprehensive about if I'll ever be able to enter the market again and exactly what I should do with the money that I have saved, because I have it all sitting there waiting to get back in the market when things are a little bit more stable.
What's unstable?
Well, it's stable in the sense that I have a job now that I can be a mother and be, work full time.
So are they is your life stable now?
Oh, it is. It just took me, I knew that I'm employable. I'm very employable, but it just took a couple months because of the way that
You said you were going to wait until things were more stable, but it sounds like they are stable.
Well, yes, they are. They are. I'm sorry.
So
I'm nervous.
What is keeping you from going and buying a house then?
I just came out. I just sold my home, and I just wanted to, I don't know, with interest rates up and everything, I don't know if I can actually afford, I just don't know what I can afford. I don't know what would be smart. I know waiting probably isn't, but I just want to make sure that I can afford a home.
So you're making a whole lot of assumptions about everything being horrible, and you don't even know the details.
No, I need to sit down, and I do apologize.
No, I'm not calling you out. I just hear a lot of anxiety in your voice.
I even wonder. My home represented more than 40% of my take home, and I thought about renting the one that I had.
No, you did the right thing. You did the right thing. You were trying. Listen, here's what you chose. Here's what I heard. You chose taking care of your kid.
Yeah.
Which makes you like the best mom in the world.
But the poorest mom in the world.
Owning a home does not make you the best mom in the world.
Sure.
You can get another house. There's a freaking house on every corner. You just got one kid, though.
Yeah, that's true.
You made the right choice.
Thank you.
You were in the situation you were in with the information you had. You made the best decision you could make at the time, right?
No, I did. Thank you. And
so quit beating yourself up. You're an awesome mom.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Now let's breathe in, and let's put all of that in the rearview mirror. Now let's look out the windshield.
Okay.
Okay. You now have a stable situation where you can take care of the kid. How much money you got in the bank from the sale of the house?
About $70,000.
Okay. Nothing's on fire. You don't have to rush out and do anything. But let's just begin the process of learning about what it is you can afford at 25% of your take-home pay with $70,000 down on a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage. And begin to look at those types of houses and go, I don't really want to buy one of those. I think I'll save a little while before and add some to the 70 before I do that. That's okay. But we're not going to sit around and watch the news. And by the way, interest rates went down this week.
Oh, okay. I'm traumatizing myself by trying to figure out.
You're catastrophizing. So and that's okay. I mean, you've been through a lot. You had a lot of stress. And what I want you to do is gain some peace from where you're sitting today and from the fact that you did make good decisions. And now let's just ease back towards the right direction of home ownership again. And but we don't have to thrash around and say, oh, we can't do it because of interest rates, or, oh, we better do it because we'll never get in if we don't rush over there and get something right now. And just calm.
Sure.
And let's just steady.
Yeah, facts are your friends. I love that. Getting your plan together, figuring out what you can actually afford, laying everything out on paper, on purpose, so that you can see it clearly and not just feel that anxiety and just live there. But I'm with Dave. You're a great mom. You made the right decision for your family. One question I have is, are you still in the same job, or do you still have a pretty unstable schedule with evenings and weekends? And nights?
No, I'm looking for, I'm in the same capacity, but I'm in a job that doesn't require me. I can actually work from home in this job. The other job I had to be like out in many
How much do you make?
counties about 50.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm in my late 40s.
Okay. How old's your baby?
She's 12 this year.
Okay, good.
Well, and I think that's even a breathing point. You're probably feeling some of the fear from just the last time you owned a home and you were in that situation where things felt out of control and, you're working the weekends. It's difficult balancing a family, and even breathing and letting that go and just kind of refocusing as you think about buying another house, and just letting go of some of that stress and difficulty from the last time. This is a new situation. You're in a totally different position. Your baby's taken care of. You're in a good spot to move forward.
Yeah. Just because the last guy you dated is a jerk doesn't mean the next one has to be.
I haven't dated in years.
I'm talking about the last house didn't work because you bought too much house and it was an unstable job situation. So the new house doesn't have to be a jerk. It can be be okay, right?
Definitely. And I guess what I'm wondering is I don't mind saving. I mean, my job, I can't, whether I like it or not, they're putting 12% away from me of my salary, and I think they're matching it, so I can't even touch that. So I'm whether I want to save for retirement right now, I'm saving anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, you're moving in the right direction. You got everything going. So what I would tell you to do is, if you're debt free, let's hold that $70,000, begin to add to it. Get in touch with one of the endorsed local providers, one of the Ramsey trusted real estate agents in your area. Sit down with them and say, listen, I'm a little scared and freaked out because I bought too much house last time and it scared me and I had to get out of it. I don't want to do that again. And so I need to start gathering information to help me make a calm, wise decision. Teach me, help me, show me the market, and let's begin to work our way through that. And they will gently, gradually, slowly show you, and you'll get your confidence based on the new knowledge you start gathering from this ELP with the heart of a teacher.
Well, and I think that's good for anyone sitting on the sidelines of the real estate market right now, because the reality is every day there's a new news article out that sounds scary, and there's a million different opinions, and there's a lot of fear. You have a very legitimate situation where, you had some family things and too much house that caused fear now, but there's a lot of people feeling fear for a lot of reasons. So sit down, figure out the facts, talk to a professional who knows what they're doing and can bring peace.
Yeah. When you're feeling all hyped up, folks, Deloney talks about this all the time. Facts are your friends. No one makes good decisions when they're afraid, greedy, or drunk. This is The Ramsey Show. Christina Ellis, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. This is The Ramsey Show in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Kyle and Tricia are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Welcome, welcome. Where do you live?
Oxford, Indiana.
Cool. Welcome to Nashville. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
And how much debt did you pay off?
$433,000.
All right. How long did this take?
7.5 years.
Woo-wee. And your range of income during that time?
Started about $36,000 and just now went to about $160,000.
Well, there's a jump. Okay. And what do y'all do for a living now?
I'm a veterinarian and I own my own practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I own a welding business. Welder and fabricator.
Okay. So I'm guessing you came out of vet school and that's where some of this additional jump in income came from.
It did. And then it went back down when I quit my first job, and then it went back up slowly as I built the business.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So $433,000 worth of vet school bills?
A lot of it, yeah. It was about $230,000 of student loan debt. I had a really pretty F-350 Platinum truck in there.
Good. Large animal, huh? All right.
With a vet box.
You're.
I looked really good.
Yeah, you
going
did.
there.
Yeah.
I don't look that good now.
Now you just make money. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
sir.
But credit cards. But yeah, a lot of student loan debt.
Y'all are fun. Good. Very cool. Okay, so what happened 7.5 years ago got you started on this whole Ramsey way?
So it actually started back when I was in undergrad. My dad works for Nucor Steel, and they put all of their employees through financial peace.
When you were a little kid?
I was in undergrad, and so it was at the Holiday Inn, and it was the 13-week course.
Yeah.
So I drove down from Purdue and went to every lesson, and I loved it. But I had no income, no bills. I didn't know how it could apply to me at that point, but I always kept a $500 emergency fund through college.
All right.
But I had big dreams of going to vet school. I'd wanted to be a vet since I was 4, and it costs a lot of money to do that.
Does.
And
it's as expensive as med school.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And so we got deep in debt, and I kind of woke up again as a third year and realized, oh my gosh, like, what are we going to do? And so our good friends Matt and Sarah was also a third year, and so we took FPU again as married couple, and I vowed then, like, okay, we're going to do this. But then I graduated, and I might have got a little doc-itis, and that's when I bought the truck. And so it was when I quit my first job and decided that I wanted to live differently and practice medicine differently that I really buckled down and said, no, this is it. We're done. And that was 7.5 years ago.
So you got your own practice now?
I do. We sold our first home and lived in a rental, and now we live in the practice.
Oh, wow.
So we built from the ground up. I was a year out of vet school when I quit my first job. I had 8 clients and my truck, and we built the building 5 years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
Very neat.
That's a lot of debt to pay off in 7.5 years and in that income range. What did this journey look like for y'all?
Yeah, so it was a lot. But one key point that I wanted to point out with you was that I was fortunate in 2016 to apply for the Veterinary Medical Loan Repayment Program. In our area, there's 8 districts in Indiana, and I serve a population for rural practitioners, and so I was awarded $75,000 through the USDA of grant money, and then I actually got that again in 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 150 of this came from grant money.
Yeah. And
ding. Well done.
Yeah. So I was asked to be on the board to select the next award winners, and then I was like, but I still have student loan debt. Can I apply again? And I did. So
3 times?
No, just twice.
Oh, that was the second time.
Yeah,
I got
sorry.
you. Oh, okay. I thought she just keeps going back. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. And Kyle, you've had your business the whole time.
Yeah, about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been welding and plugging away. So
good.
Did y'all do anything unusual to get out of debt? Did you do any side hustles or, just get super tight with the budget? What was like the hardest part, most interesting part to y'all?
I think living in the practice has been the most interesting. I mean, financially, it's helped us tremendously. But when we built the practice, I wasn't going to have any children, and now I have 2.
And y'all still live there?
Yeah, we have a 2-bedroom. It's about 1,000 square foot.
That is cool.
That we live in.
So large animal, small animal, both?
I do both.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Very cool. And you got a welding shop, or you just do on-site work? Or?
Yeah, I've got a shop and a truck. I go out and do mobile work.
And a shop there at the same site?
No, it's up the road a little bit.
Okay.
But,
all right.
But yeah, I've had other jobs along the way too. You just work as much as you can, and for me, staying humble and what we've got to work with was a big deal.
Yeah.
So for the people who think it can't be done, people who are sitting with $400,000
right,
$1,000 in debt, what would you tell them?
Contentment. It's huge. You know, when I graduated and bought the truck, that's what I thought a vet did. I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And when I sold that truck for my boys and knowing that we could have more, that's when it changed. And we were paying off $80,000 plus a year at that point. You know, I still show up to farm calls and they ask where the veterinarian is, because I drive not a nice truck now. But, you know, I'm still the veterinarian that I was supposed to be.
You're more now.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can actually concentrate on the animal instead of the
I can practice
truck
the way
payment.
I want to practice.
Right.
For sure.
Well, you're walking examples of that contentment, like to live in the practice, to give up the truck, to be content that way. That's impressive.
It's powerful. Amazing. It's powerful. And got great next chapters coming. I mean, the next 5 years is going to be amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, because I can see it on you. I can see the piece on you. And what folks don't realize when you're running a business is that's unbelievably attractive.
Yeah.
And so the number of people that are going to come and do business with both of you because you don't have to, and it's a different world. It's a different place to be. Well done, y'all. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You're incredible. You're an incredible young couple.
Who are your biggest cheerleaders in the process?
Oh, I mean, each other for sure, and our parents, and my employees. They have to listen to you constantly. I do surgery to you. I do all of my office work to the show.
She does. It's on all the time.
I'm sorry, Kyle. Yeah. Somewhere there's a hound dog that woke up out of anesthesia and is now out of debt. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, they're all cheering us on. And, you know, I hope that we've maybe helped a few along the way as well. And then I've been fortunate to lead FPU. I'm coming up on starting my 6th class.
Oh, wow.
Here next week. And so, you know, all of them have been very much part of our journey.
Well, thank you for doing that. It's very rewarding.
The biggest thing that I guess I'm walking away, other than being debt free, is feeling my money. I love that. When I walk into a gas station, I'm using cash, and I appreciate you teaching me that because, man, you can spend a lot of money.
Sure,
just a couple times at the gas station every day.
All right, let's bring the boys up here and introduce them. What are their names and ages?
So Case is 5, and Kane just turned 3.
All right. We got a copy of Baby Steps Millionaires for you, Total Money Makeover, and a Financial Peace membership. Kyle, Trisha, Case, and Kane from Indiana, $433,000 paid off in 7.5 years, making $36 to $160. Very impressive. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Love it! This is the Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Galatians 5:13, for you were called to freedom, brothers. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. Audrey Hepburn said, as you grow older, you will discover that you have 2 hands, one for helping yourself and the other for helping others. Very good. Christina Ellis, Ramsey Personality #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. John is with us. John is in San Antonio, Texas. Hey, John, what's up?
Hey, Dave and Christina. Just had a quick question for y'all. I'm a master financial coach on Baby Step 4. I've been following you and your program for, over 5 years. I switched careers about almost 2 years ago to become an insurance agent, and that job went full-time remote. Got engaged to a girl who lives in Mexico and have been spending a lot of time between Texas and working in Mexico. And I just wanted to see your thoughts. I've been seeing this opportunity and moving away from California after being there for so many years because of the expense. I've been seeing that, you can have a pretty good life, like in a safe part of Mexico and even a beach life and things like that. And I've been thinking about, maybe doing that in the, going forward here one day as kind of like a more permanent move, and just wanted your thoughts on that.
Your reason for doing this is that your girlfriend is there?
No, well, we're going through the immigration process, and she's going to be having to live in the U.S. under green card before she can become a U.S. citizen. But then once she does that, my real motivation is because of the U.S. dollars of income and spending pesos, which, pretty much takes you a lot further, right? It takes your money a lot further.
No, I mean, it converts, and then it's a bazillion pesos. Pesos about a nickel right now. And so it just takes a lot of pesos to get, 20 of them to get to $1, right? Still,
yeah, exactly. And my well, I guess
it's still a $200 hotel room, and it's still the equivalent of $200 in pesos. It's not like because the peso is less that the hotel room is 1/20th. It's still there.
Right. Like for example, my fiance has a 2-bedroom apartment for $500 a month, and like in a great area, and that's considered like, the rich part of town here.
Yeah, well, I mean, the cost of living in general in Mexico is there, but it's not because of the conversion of pesos. It's just the cost of living is lower. And in many cases, the standard of living is considerably lower, but not every case. I love Mexico. And honestly, I love Mexican people. They're some of the sweetest people on the planet. I thoroughly enjoy traveling there. So I'm a fan in that regard. And if you're a young guy getting married and you want to call that, would I expatriate to Mexico? No, I would not. But would I live there for a while as an adventure with your new bride and say, we're going to live here for 4 or 5 years and just have that part of our adventure, and then we might move back to Texas. But you don't have to take the U.S. off the table. And it's certainly not a statement that the U.S. is going down the toilet because you want to do that. It's just like, hey, man, I could go down and live on the beach, and it doesn't cost a lot, and we're young and married, and this sounds like a fun portion of our life. Let's go do that. It's like some kid backpacking Europe for 2 years after they get out of college or something. That's cool. Go do it. That's great. That's fine. But I wouldn't say that this is like a permanent thing or a policy decision or everyone ought to do it or something like that. It's just like you're just kind of on an adventure. You're going to go surf a little. I'm assuming you can run your business from there, right?
I'm working for an employer in my small agency, and they don't have a problem with me doing this. I've been doing it for about 7-8 months now, off and on, and the internet's great, and it's safe where I'm at, and
that's like the fourth time you've said it's safe where I am. So, which is an indication that you do understand the truth. It's not all safe. So, law and order is a problem.
Yeah, I'm with Dave. I think if this is something that you want to do because it's fun, it's something that you want to do to be near your future wife's family, if this is something you want to do because it's a joy and an adventure, that sounds awesome. But if it's out of fear that you're, not going to have enough money here in the U.S., if it's something that's kind of just a negative thing where it's like you're going to Mexico to try to save money, but, there's fear around money here, and does that kind of sounds like a bummer. I think that in the career that you're in, you can make enough money to have a great life here in the States. But again, if it's exciting, then more power to you. Living on the beach, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, have some fun with it. All right, Mike is with us. Mike is in Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
I started watching your show and listening to your show about 5 years ago, and it was then I decided to get serious about paying debt. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Since then, I've paid about $382,000 in debt, and all I have left is the mortgage.
Yay!
Good job.
Yeah. So after paying about $150,000 towards the mortgage and then refinancing at a lower rate, I kind of fell off the bandwagon of the 15% investing and tackling the mortgage, and then instead opted to save approximately 60% of my income for the last 2 years. So I stopped heavily going after the mortgage. So on short notice, I got moved for a job, and in 2 weeks, I'm going to close on a new house for $415,000. And because it was such short notice, I didn't have enough cash for down payment, so I took a brokerage loan of $80,000 for the down payment. I plan to keep my previous primary residence as a rental. So all of this has gotten me focused on paying back debt, and I'm planning to be 100% debt-free in 6 years. The question I have is, I know you recommend the smallest balance first because of behavior modification reasons, but does that same principle apply to mortgage debt too?
No. But if I'm in your shoes, I'm not going to have that problem. I wouldn't keep that other house. You're in debt up to your eyeballs, man. You just fell completely off the wagon and rolled down the road.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And you went to a brokerage account for a down payment. You're curling with 2 hairs I have left. Unbelievable, man. You are really playing it. So, no, sell the other house and get this mess cleaned up you made.
Would it change anything if, my mortgage payment on that house is $350 a month, but it rents for $3,000?
Nope.
And it could be additional income?
Nope. Because you know how you bought that rental property that has this great cash flow? Because you borrowed against your current residence. You didn't actually, but on your balance sheet you did. Because since you didn't put down all of that equity on this current house, you're up to your eyeballs in debt on this current house. So it has the same effect of, hey, I had a house almost paid off, and I just went and borrowed on it to buy a rental, and now I'm smiling because the rental cash flows. Nope. No sale. Hey, you do whatever you want to do, but I'm telling you, the shortest distance between where you are and wealthy is not leveraging your personal residence up to your eyeballs to own a rental property that cash flows. It's not. You've added so much risk to your life. Well, the renter's going to pay it. The renters don't always pay. Well, you know what happened during the pandemic? It's called a moratorium on eviction, and so they sat there on their butts and didn't pay you a dime because you couldn't legally do anything about it. And they're just sitting over there grinning, living in your house for free. There went your cash flow. No way, dude. Don't need the risk. Don't need the risk. You can do whatever you want to do, but I think 10 years from today, you're going to regret this move versus if you get completely clear, house and everything, and then start investing on the side and save up and pay cash for your rental. That's what I would do.
It's going to feel so much better that way. This way sounds very stressful, and I know that deep down it feels that way.
Yeah, Mike, the problem with our stuff is you can't go through it like it's a buffet and just pick some of the stuff off the buffet. You kind of got to do the whole thing or it doesn't work. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. Good job, Christina. Good job, Austin and Will and Zach and Andrew and James. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today.